All right, recording.
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
How you doing, Yaniq?
doing fine. Actually, for the circumstances in my life, I'm actually doing pretty fine today. And not only the global sandwich circumstances. I'm talking about the wars and pandemics and whatever, but also yeah, personal stuff. And yeah, but I've been really watching out, like, what diet and uh, working out and so on, the whole set, and that really helps. It really helps for, yeah, that
Uh,
keeps me happy, or it keeps me like in a good mood, in general.
That's good. It's
How about
important.
you?
I'm doing all right. A little tired today.
Okay.
Even though I don't, we had the time change. I noticed in the mix that you haven't had this time change yet. Yours is on well, I checked Germany, and it's on the 23rd of March. 27th of March that you guys have the time change. We
Yeah.
had the time. It's Sunday, so that kind of threw me off today a little. But
Oh, okay.
even
So what time is it now? Is it not 11:24 for
it's
you?
12:24.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you got it right. There was a time
Yeah, yeah.
change.
Yeah. So, but it took me a couple of times to do that, and I was going around. I was rushing over to my home studio a little early, and then I went back to get something to eat. Yeah, but even though I'm not as aligned with time as much as other people are, um, I feel the shift and the added stress that people might not necessarily feel the difference or be conscious of it
Mm-hmm.
around the time change.
Yeah, I'm startled by your whole energy talk, like I'm just listening, I'm too German, I guess, to buy into it immediately. Of course there's energy, there's no question about it. Even every atom and everything in the world is neurons and protons running around crazy, and they're light and they're energy. So everything is energy, even dead things are energy and light and so on. Of course I know that, but I still am wondering if we can emit energy, like if, like you're saying, sometimes you walk into a room, and I'm a firm believer in, you can put yourself into a different psychology, like a different way of thinking, and then walk into a room and then have a different effect on people, and that's all energy. It's all communication via energy. But I'm wondering if you can go like a wizard, like, you know and I feel sometimes that you say that this is possible, and I'm just listening. I'm wondering how you came about to think that, or whether I'm right. I don't know that you think that.
I would say most of my life, I'm on the same page as you with that because I don't want to just explain it and be around people that get this energy the same way that I do. Because I think it's more important to get this energy in the hands of people that can change the world. We can all change the world, but say if somebody has like a strong skill, like let's take Oppenheimer. You know much about Oppenheimer?
Not a lot, but yeah, I know he's amazing.
So so a lot of the things that Oppenheimer did created, and I may be wrong on some things, but it created the atomic bomb, and he
Oh
didn't
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
A lot of scientists get caught up in that.
Hmm.
And something I was saying to you before we get on here is I believe that you have to be wounded or be worthy to do something great in this world.
Yeah, you
Those
said
are the two.
you got to be wounded to wake up, and you got to be worthy to step up, which I really liked.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the let me grab a pen real quick. So this is my formula, and I'm gonna slow it down over time.
I've seen it so many times. I still wonder what it is, but I like it because it has the word compassion in it. I love it.
So it's C is one of the elements, which is cause and effect. So I eat this, I get this result. Karma. I say this, I get this result.
Exactly. Yeah. And you sow what you reap.
Correct. And we talked about wounded or worthy.
You reap what you sow. Sorry.
Yeah. What was it? What did you say the first time?
Yeah, actually, the other one might be true too. You sow what you reap.
Yeah. Why not?
That is grace, actually. Yeah. Yeah.
So right here we have the three parts, and this creates the compassion campaign. Because I believe that I
just thought of a scout camp, you know.
Yeah. I believe that compassion is the most productive energy in the universe.
Yeah, I believe that too. Yeah.
And as I say a lot of times on here, compassion for me is an energy, not a word. So if they existed, Jesus, Buddha, if these people actually existed, they weren't necessarily cause and effect intellectual type. They were aligned with compassion.
Oh yeah. Yes.
So does that, so you have an understanding of energy from that standpoint?
Oh yeah. Okay, that I firmly believe in. Yeah. So we're on the same page. Yeah.
So there's a separation for some reason that you think anybody can do it.
Does it say that again?
There's a separation. Is there a separation that you believe that anybody can do it, can be compassionate? Or you just think that
they
those
say
are
it in a different way, so I understand it.
So Gandhi and Buddha are way out there, enlightened beings that we can't achieve that. Or do you believe we can achieve that?
Oh no. They're just you know, like they just had the spotlight on them. There's many people like them that never were known and will be known. So yeah. So actually, no, yeah, everybody can do that. Of course, yeah. Even Jesus said that, for example, Jesus said that anybody can do it, or you know, anybody's born to do it, to walk in compassion.
Correct. So what?
And then the divine, and then you see the divine happening. And I'm not saying at all, actually, I'm saying I'm actually a lot of shit. I mean, not a lot of shit, a lot of crazy stuff happened around me while walking in compassion that people don't understand. You know, like if you can't fool love, you can't fool God. You know, like you can pretend, but you will never experience a miracle, or you know, you might experience a miracle, but a weird one or whatever. But if you want to see that stuff, then you got to be true to yourself. You know. So, but even then, it's not about that, you know. And if you make it about that, then it won't come. You can't fool you know, you can't fool the universe. Yeah.
And I think it and it's one of the biggest. There's lots of critiques about me, but one of the biggest critiques is I don't try to explain this stuff.
Yeah.
Because the goal is for you to tap into your Kundalini energy and experience it for yourself. It's like me trying to explain to you of what a strawberry tastes like. Why don't I just give you a strawberry?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because if I'm all of a sudden giving you, then I'm giving you an ideology. I'm giving you, then all of a sudden I'm your government.
Yeah. And people cult and whatever. Yeah. Then people start following you instead of love and whatever. Yeah. All the bullshit that doesn't help.
And then it's just like Gandhi, Jesus, just in that ivory tower. Like we'll even take people that aren't masters, but really good humans. Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Maya Angelou, lots of women along those lines that just were able to do great things, but we separate it. We even we separate celebrities. Which there are people that may just have that beautiful realm in being able to sing, or they may have that beautiful realm to do that. The internet has taught us that there's a lot of people around there, just like you're saying, the Jesus and the Buddhas that we'll never know about, that never had the spotlight. but there's lots of people that are around in existence that have that. So I wanted to bring this back for a second. So we're not just talking about the spiritual side and having a conversation about this. Is I gave a ride to a guy from China that was doing artificial intelligence. And he validated, he affirmed, I didn't need validation. He affirmed that he thinks artificial intelligence isn't intelligence. He thinks it's not that smart at this point.
Yes, I think the same thing. Yeah.
And I think society strips away from a lot of our intelligence, but I think our intelligence, our pure intelligence that's working within us, if we and I'm not, my diet's a crappy diet, but I'm very there's lots of intent with my diet, but most people, if they if they took my exact same diet in, they'd probably be unhealthy because my diet's probably a little above average.
I remember you doing that back then when I was in San Diego with you.
Yeah.
And that's exactly an example of where I'm not following, because I think you're like talking about energy there. Of course, I can see the fact that if you're eating slowly, which I'm not, which is one of the unhealthy things I'm doing, I eat like a wolf, like a dog, I swallow everything. And this is unhealthy. So I see when you have intent that you eat slowly and therefore you're healthier. So I see like how this can happen, but I don't see how with just intent. But yeah, I'm open to it, whatever, yeah.
So I think it goes back to what you're saying earlier, and I don't know specifically with it. You're doing the intent. So have you heard about, especially in America and in different regions around the world, but especially in America, that the process of how cows are killed and the stress that they're killed under, that energy stays in the meat.
Yes, I know that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the one thing, and if it's my purpose on this planet, is keep on doing whatever you're doing. I mean, unless it's like really bad. But example I use,
and I'm real bad stuff
a lot, is when I drink the Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have the need to I get home and I have the need to drink a Coca-Cola, and I just like want it really bad. What I do is
you just
drink water.
To sugar. That's what I think.
I drink water.
Ah, okay.
So the person who I am before I drink the water is addicted to sugar.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
But when I drink the water, I allow myself the chance to be able to make a good solid decision. And I don't have that urge, but also I didn't try to repress that urge.
Yes. Let me get a water. I just stopped the recording for a sec.
Yeah.
Oh, this is nice. Look.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Wait.
It's magic.
There's because you always say yeah. So there's a saying in German, a German saying that says, yeah means lick my ass. So every time you say yeah, I'm thinking he's just saying fuck you, So yeah, that's what lick my ass means. It means fuck you, yeah. So
going back to this, I believe there's conversation.
So going back to this,
there's what does this represent? If we take the just like horrible people that have done certain things, if they were healthier,
horrible, just
I'm talking sick. Well, the horrible atrocities that the sick people committed.
Exactly. Just got the terminology right here.
So if they could be like the water and move towards that healthier choice, then it changes everything they do. Then I'm not creating an ideology. So
Exactly.
then they can be in whatever ideology that they are, and just be in this place. So the JediLawyer.com campaign that I have, I'm not trying to tell lawyers how to think and do that. They do that. But I come from the energy that Nelson Mandela and Gandhi were attorneys, and they both did, two of them both did great things.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them wounded and worthy. They were wounded, and then they were worthy enough to step up to think that they were the guy. So you can pick one or the other, or both.
Yeah.
I try to manifest from both. So
That's good. Yeah. And I like
so
especially what you're saying about the little things. I really see so many people just not taking, you know, I think if you do a lot of little things, which you can do, like you can change huge things in your life. It's really hard. You can change so many little things. And as you change those little things and you make changes, you will be surprised where your life can go then, you know?
yeah. So going back to this, if lawyers are more like this and more healed, then they won't be as conniving. They will think more win-win. They're not going to always be trying to and I believe this could be something that's more valuable money-wise than a lot of the things that they might want to move towards. But some of them are going to not have to necessarily have a bigger house, and they're going to have better relationships with their children. Because a lot of people think I'm judgmental on attorneys, but 1% of attorneys are happy, and most of them have drinking problems. Did the research on it.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
So for those that want it, and do I think I'm the best guy for this? No. But one of the things about me is I'm funding it, and I know a lot of people wouldn't do that. And I know that I'm better than most of having other people's best interests in mind.
Mm-hmm.
And for doing this, I get shit on all the time, and I've learned to laugh at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times, one of the biggest frustrations is when people don't have their best interest in, and it's that's feeling of worthiness.
Yeah, yes.
So I wanted to explain one thing about worthiness that I don't know if I got into it before, but if you want to become, if you have your goal, your goal might not be coming together because you're not worthy of having that goal, or we're all worthy of it, but you're not. Your energy hasn't changed. You haven't become the person that you need to become, your future self, in order for that goal to manifest.
Yeah.
So for instance, I've done film projects with students that say they want to be the next Spielberg, but I gotta beg them to film, when like I could go without ever doing a film project, but I'm doing it
Mm-hmm.
to help them out, give them some experience and everything. And they aren't willing to tap into that wound, which gets you out of that cause and effect of what I'm talking about. The wounded and worthy is the chaos. And chaos we usually think of as a bad thing, but chaos can be a good thing.
What's the H? I forgot.
It's humility.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the chaos. The humility is the thing that makes this go. It makes you break out of this. So I'm going to explain this. You know the cement trucks that they spin? You know, cement trucks. So when it's the truck, you know, cement, right?
Cement trucks. Okay.
Yeah. Cement. Yeah. What do you think I said?
You know, cement. My friend Cement, right?
Yeah. So cement trucks. They got to travel to another area, and they spin.
Yeah.
Cause and effect. They spin to the right. Cause and effect. We all think we're right. We all have our
Stop
ways.
hypnotizing me. You just want to
Based on
steal
our
my
current,
money.
based on our current, you will think that you're right now. You will think you're in San Francisco, and there's a bridge behind you. So cause and effect. The world's spinning around, and we all think we're right. And chaos hits us. Coronavirus. All of a sudden, lots of people are certain of their lives. That cause and effect, certain. And then all of a sudden something broke us out of that.
Yeah.
And that was that chaos. A lot of us like want that certainty, and we want everything to be perfect, and we want everything to be aligned. But most of the time, for most people, including me, we don't break out of our comfort until chaos hits.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We create a life, we get a certain degree, we get a certain amount of money, all this so we can stay in our cause and effect bubble. So this formula is to align with compassion and let your bubble be popped sooner before it gets too strong and grows.
Which is the reason why why Jesus called the poor rich. Because you know, like, what really makes you rich is when you let's a metaphor for it is if you become a hero, or if you step out of that bubble, you know, if you step into compassion, different ways of saying it, you know. That is, you know, that is life. That is when you feel life. That is when you feel alive, you know. I would not want, you know, like, as that I would not want to have grown up like with a $200 million on my parents' account and not have experienced what I have experienced. Because I mean, who wants such a boring movie where there's no problems, like, or just, of course you have problems, but not the same kind, you know. It's like super boring.
I would agree with you mostly,
Mm-hmm.
and that's your experience. But it's not also limited to the rich, and there's lots of poor people that aren't experiencing what you're
Oh yeah,
talking.
I'm on the same page. Yeah, I believe
And,
that there's rich people that are experiencing it, you know. Like, for example, there was this French guy, I don't remember what his name was, in history somewhere, and he was super rich. I mean, like, he was one of the richest guys in France, and he gave it all away, all of it. Imagine, like, that adventure, you know, to do that, you know, because he was like really stripping everything off, and then he was like falling into a hole and see what happens, you know. And obviously he was just becoming richer, like, because he was gifted with so many friends. And I don't know what happened then, but I forgot most of the story. But he made a huge effect. Yeah. So yeah, just an example. I'm not saying it's not limited to anyone. Everybody can step into that, and people are. Yeah. I mean, Buddha
so
is a story for a rich guy stripping it off, you know.
yeah, for sure. So going back to the cement truck. The cement truck spins around, hypnotizing you again. You're getting very, very sleepy. It spins around, and it needs water, because if it doesn't have water, it hardens. It also has a certain amount of time to get to the job site, or it will harden. And then when you harden it, you got to jackhammer it. That jackhammer could be chaos. And those trucks are very expensive. Those trucks are like $100,000.
Yeah, we had, you know, when I grew up, well, close to where I grew up, there was a cement factory, so I saw a lot of them.
Yeah.
So I can really see them. They were blue and white, you know.
Yeah.
And they still are, and they're probably still around there.
And also, I'm putting this out there because it's a landmark that when you see it, you can think of this also. So as it's spinning around, it keeps it from hardening. So a lot of times we have a business idea, we have an idea to change the world, and we're not adding water to it. We're not allowing, we're not making changes to it. and then it gets stuck and we have to jackhammer it out.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to start over again. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to school. I want to be a chef now. I want to go to school. But humility in the middle will help you catch all that sooner and make the adjustments.
Yeah.
Because you'll embrace it. Like I like when people push back, but I don't love it. I like a challenge. Like most of the people that I mentor, they push back. I like it because they've got to get it. It's not up to me to get it. Like what it is, they gotta experience it. They gotta be on the ground. I can't get it for them. My mentors can't get it for me. That's why that experience is so powerful. So the formula is for me because I'm like, I don't believe I'm enlightened. And I would go as far as I would go as I'm enlightened-ish, but enlightenment's not the goal for me. But this formula helps me come on track, and I've actually become this formula. So I rarely have to break this down when I'm doing it. Maybe if I'm trying to figure it out with somebody, but I'll share it with people that I share it with. So a lot of us are in line with that cause and effect. So you have I used to use Trump as an example, but I was like, Trump can't leave New York. He's so tied to his businesses and he's got to be on the job site yelling at people and everything like that. He can't leave it. Doesn't trust the people that he hires enough.
Are you making this up now, or is this your fact you're stating?
This is.
Have you heard anything like that? I'm just trying to.
I've heard little
what
things
you're saying now.
I've heard little things from it, and a lot of it is me channeling into his energy by observation.
Yeah. Okay. Continue.
But I mean, you can. I mean, but I was saying that 20 years before he was president, and when he was president, a lot of that stuff was other people were able to say that about him. So, I mean, I read Mike Tyson's book when Donald Trump was the third guy from the left, like hanging out with Mike Tyson's entourage. I mean, he owned a casino, but he was.
So you were already into Trump before he got really famous.
He was entertaining for me, and I liked him not as a person, but I liked his marketing capabilities. Yeah. Like early on.
Okay, what was the point you were making?
Well, let me think. See, my ego wanted to fake, like all of a sudden, like jump into it. But so that cause and effect life is a life of no. I believe that's all about more like okay, for a lot of these people, they gotta dress a certain way. Like their whole life is
playing roles
dictated by the public. They're like public servants. The queen, like if I wanted to go to a Starbucks, I could just go chill at a Starbucks somewhere, and I can sit there like a fly on the wall and observe it, a real life Starbucks. If the Queen of England wanted to go to Starbucks, they would have to have people come off plan it, block off streets. They'd have to talk to the mayor, like all these different things. So their life, we think, oh, she's got to wear the crown, she's got to wear all the stuff, people adore her and everything. But there's so much no that is bothering them and upsetting them. There's so much no that, let's say it worked. What was that?
Whom? Upsetting whom?
Them. The whoever the celebrity is, the Trump or the
oh yeah. Yeah, but they also live in danger. Yeah, but okay, continue.
Yeah, but I mean that's a no. They can't go into certain places. They can't do a lot of things.
Oh yeah, okay. They're blocked. Yeah.
And this isn't about them. This is about us
Yeah.
standing on line to be that person. So if you're in their energy, so example of I talked to, at the Starbucks that I met you, I talked to a professor out of suicide that came in there, that was San Diego State professor. Subconsciously, I believe his students are taking in that energy without knowing. He's fine now, but a lot of times we may want to be somebody,
I'm glad
but
you
we just
didn't say he's dead now.
no, he's fine. Yeah, like
Yes.
things
Well,
are able
dead
to
is fine. So
yeah. And I mean, I can't take credit for how his life changed, but
but I
he
am.
I say his life. So I mean, he would be dead. Maybe, you never know.
Maybe
I
you
mean,
never
suicidal
know.
is like a term. It's an interesting term. It's like there's, you could be you're not actually doing it when you're suicidal. So things could magically change for him. But it's not about credit for that or anything. But I forget where I was going, like Trump and there's the standing online to be this. Oh, his class, the people who are in his class saying, oh, I want to be a professor. I want to stand in front of this and tell college students what to do and have them do it and everything like that. But you're not seeing the full package. You're not seeing what's like behind that veil. And all I invite is people to be more transparent about that. Because that humility that's in there will put it in front of us, and then we deal with it. That's the positive thing that I've seen what's going on in Ukraine is people are caring.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of people are caring.
Yeah.
And this war's not new. This isn't different than any other war except for people are caring.
Yes, because of they're connected now. I think it has a lot to do with how we are connected. Yeah.
Yeah. But we've always been connected.
Yes, not like you and I are connected right now, you know?
Yeah.
So that's part of it. That's part of it, and
but how
definitely
long
took Putin by surprise.
but also, how long have we been at this level though?
Yeah, for a while, yeah.
I mean, 20 years?
Yes, yeah.
But a good solid 10.
Maybe.
Good solid 10. And there's been inklings here and there. I know one time the public kind of talked to Obama out of doing something in Syria. So it's
but it also turned bad sometimes, you know, that there was the Arabic Spring, and that was also fueled by Facebook and social media, and people were cheering it on. And you know, actually Tunisia till this day is the first Arabic Northern African country with a true democracy, although it's also pretty unstable. But most of it really went bad. I mean, there was war in Libya, there was war in Syria, it turned terrible. That was all part of it all started with the Arabic Spring, you know, people going into the street and wanting democracy, like Europe, you know, because all these people speak French, you know, all of Northern Africa speaks French. And so of course, they're very influenced by the French way, and France is the cradle of democracy together with the United States, you know, with the revolution, the French Revolution, and all that. And it turned really bad. So, but yeah, I'm not saying that it has to turn bad this time. Yeah. Oh, but overall, you don't know what's.
But it's the, just like I said, the world's wounded.
Yeah.
And it's worthy of like countless wars aren't okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's creating compassion.
Yeah.
The wound and the worthy together creates the energy of compassion.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Amber Alerts?
No.
So in America, they have these things called Amber Alerts because these two parents lost their daughter somebody kidnapped it. So I remember, you probably remember this, that all of a sudden you'll get a text and it'll say a license plate in a car. So that Amber Alert was because these parents lost their child, and they didn't just, so they had, their life was going okay, had a family, everything was coming together, cause and effect, things were working out. Then all of a sudden they lost their child, and chaos, and they didn't just go away. They said they tapped in the energy that they never want this to happen to another mother and father, that feeling that pain.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard about that. Yeah.
So they took that horrible atrocity and combined it with love. And I'm not talking manipulative love that sometimes you'll see in relationships. I'm talking about agape love, pure God.
Yeah, selfless love. Yeah.
So that combined with the wound of what's going on in Ukraine, the wound of what happened because a child was lost, and then all of a sudden it created compassion.
Yeah.
To go, and that chaos and the humility gets in there to tap is like, no, like fuck all the other children. If I lost a kid, like fuck them, they're on their own. They didn't say, oh, let me go to a university and get a degree so I can go to law school to do that. No, they fucking use that I can't imagine what that feeling would be like. They use that to petition Congress and get in front of Congress. Look, kids being taken isn't a fucking new thing. It's been going on for a while. And they petition Congress to make that change. And that's what's happening in Ukraine, even though war
so
is
that's people get a message. It's called Amber Alert, the terminology, and people are being told what license plate the kidnapper has. Is that correct?
Yeah. But what I'm more so talking about is the, I'm lining with compassion. And yes, it may tell you to go back to school, but also compassion's so powerful that you can manifest the team to have that stuff happen now, opposed to 5 years, 10 years, 20 years.
Yeah.
So also going to Ukraine is like something happened that all of a sudden us as a collective consciousness are caring about this. And for me, that part of it feels good because it's different and it's progress.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they some activists turned in Madrid. They put the Ukrainian flag on the Russian embassy overnight. That's just one thing, like there's many things, and like what I really don't like is people that criticize, the compassion. They say, but what about Syria and blah blah blah, and it's like what, okay, yeah, there was a journalist.
I could let me go like I could easily go to that, and I understand that, but I have to also what I do is more about promoting good in the world.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't criticize people that are doing good, even if they're more that get more hyped up about one thing. Just let it flow, and if you think there needs to be more about Syria, then post something about Syria, but don't criticize others who are worried about Ukraine, because it's always good if 100, like, actually this might be even more important than, who knows, geopolitically it's more important than Syria, and might save more people that there's people standing up, like, so maybe this is also part of the reason, because
see even what you're getting into, that's one of the things that's the trouble with, and I know you're speaking your truth, and that's totally fine, is that, oh, I'm into women's causes, I'm not into this, I only want to help Ukrainian people that are Christians, or
yeah, exactly, that's such bullshit,
it's that division.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Like if those people came to me, like if they just were like I think a lot of us communities are coming together based on a common enemy. So they're talking about, oh, we hate this country, or we hate these people, or we hate this, and they're coming together. we need to come together in communities as a yes, not because of there's an outside no that's our common enemy.
Yeah. I totally agree. Yeah.
So that's something it's like, yeah, what do you stand for? Like I would say, yeah, what do you stand for? And I eat a lot of not global sandwiches, but shit sandwiches when people are talking about this, and I was like, hey, let me invite you to the fold. I had a passenger that her name of her group was One Love, and I don't remember the rest of it, but I invited her to a circle of some group that we were doing some stuff in Mexico. And at one point, somebody in the group is like, well, we can't just help people in Mexico. We can help people in other ones. And then all of a sudden, the one with the One Love name got so mad. And she hadn't added any value to the group at all. But she just got mad. And she was neither, hers was all about, and she's young. No question about that. But that just when she gets older doesn't guarantee that she's going to get rid of whatever that is that caused her to do it. She was wounded and she wasn't worthy of doing something or having humility to step out of the way and says, oh yeah, if you guys want to help people in Pakistan or help anybody, like, it's like,
Yeah.
I want to make sure that we help people in Mexico because that was important to me.
Exactly.
I'm of the One Love energy that like everybody's my brothers and sisters.
Exactly. Yeah. Agree with that, and also see that, and also I have to say I see it less and less. I think people are getting it more and more. Yeah, but yeah.
So and Ukraine's new to me, but also I see it's a trend, and I use the phrase is like you got to strike while the irony's hot. Like you've heard you got to strike while the iron's hot. I say strike like the irony is hot, because I see a lot of people speaking up against war. And I wish they would do it across all the ones, but I don't know if we have the bandwidth as a people that just all of a sudden speak positive and help everybody out of the world. I know we naturally have the bandwidth, but we're too much in the way. So striking while the irony is hot and focusing on Ukraine right now, that's working. Am I stopping my project in Pakistan, some of the stuff in Mexico right now? No.
But you know Unity for Orphans in San Diego?
Unity for Orphans?
Yeah, do you know this?
No.
Okay, so they're you should connect with them, I think, because they I went with them once. What they do is like, there's all this totally weird laws that you can't bring goods to Mexico from the US. And so what they're doing, they're creating pathways around it by having like maybe 30 people taking a backpack, walking across the border and bring it to the orphanage,
Yeah.
And it's amazing, man. Just I did it once or twice, and I really like this group. I really like the guy that's organized it, because he's really doing something that matters, and actually, and there's like, and Tijuana is one of the worst places in Mexico, right? So you can find, and you go there in the outskirts, in the really poor, dangerous outskirts with the whole group, and everybody brings stuff, and it's just a nice way to connect with other people too, and walk with them.
Yeah, that's
So
beautiful.
maybe you guys can connect. I don't know. I'll send you I'll put the link in the next to this video.
Yeah, for sure. So how much time do we have?
We should wrap up within 8 minutes. I will definitely tell you 2 minutes ahead of time.
Okay. So I want to end with kind of like a visualization for the formula. So cause and effect is about the past. It's all about memory, about how things have gone. I say this, I get this result. I eat this, I get this result. You just have your cement truck that is like totally locked in that way. And then chaos creates, so that's a life of no. So in the past, it's a no. In the future, it's a yes. Chaos creates a yes. Then all of a sudden, There's lots of people that were working, couldn't spend time with their family. Then coronavirus hits, and then all of a sudden they have lots of time to spend with their family. Or somebody's like is sick, working real hard. I can't take a time off, and then all of a sudden they hurt their back, and then they're able to take time off.
Yeah.
So we have yes, no, and then humility is maybe, maybe not. So when maybe, maybe not is more how a kid, I don't know if in Germany they say this, but kids here will say maybe, maybe not. Or like if you ask them something, they'll say maybe, maybe not. So it's like that child, it's that child energy that, are you going to do this? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. So like if you ask me right now if I liked ice cream,
it's uncertainty. There's so much power in uncertainty.
So uncertainty is part of it. The reason why I wouldn't go, it's because it's like one or the other. It would kind of be in between.
Either or, yeah.
It would be in between certainty and uncertainty. So like right now,
it is a pendulum between the two. It's not uncertainty. Uncertainty would be just the pendulum doesn't swing anymore. Or what do you mean?
Yeah. You're right on that. So it's right now I don't I'm not really feeling ice cream. So I don't like ice cream right now. Like if you offer me ice cream, it just sounds gross to me right now. I just had something to eat. It just doesn't sound good to me in this moment. But maybe later during the day, I'm in a situation, all of a sudden I love ice cream. Situation. But it would be different. Sometimes you're just not feeling something. It would be different, or we have different personalities when we're around different people. So we have the past. What we have to do is we're creating our future reality based on past circumstances. And a lot of those things were given to us in the first 7 years of our life as our personality was performed, but they're not real. They're just beliefs and strategies that we use.
Internalized.
So, and they may feel more real and more tangible than the energy that we were talking about earlier, but they're not as real, or it's probably about the same. So when you're saying that you don't understand, you don't have a feeling of that, I'm with you. I think that's a good place to be, because all of a sudden being tricked, and they have these guys online that are fake martial arts type people, and they're able to knock people down without touching them. But what they do is they have these cults of people that probably believe it, that they're able to just like throw energy at them, and then all of a sudden they fall down. And I believe that I've done that a couple times, but I would never train anybody to do that in a location that they would come once a week, because I don't believe at that level. Because all the times that I did it, they were real situations. So that uncertainty of, I think chaos creates uncertainty. It breaks you out of your cause and effect. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
And in between there,
experiencing that right now. Actually, these interviews are part of it too for me. Like lots of chaos, external, like not only in the external but also personal environment, and yeah. So what came out of it were these interviews.
Yeah. So because
or interviews, talks, whatever.
Yeah. I'm leveraging my experience to have you try some of the things, not necessarily the beliefs I have, and test them out about certain things. And
oh yeah, you did with the I love you. It was amazing to try. Yeah. I should try it again. Yeah. Whispering I love you to random people walking by.
It's a good habit to have.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily, it's It's good to build that I love you muscle, just like you would work out. So
That's the
we
one
need
here.
to, we need
Think
the
I love you
humility.
muscle.
This place right here, we need like little things to happen to us, and then all of a sudden we make the changes. Like having, sometimes I'll go talk to somebody because my intuition tells me to go talk to somebody. You got to get off.
50 seconds.
50 seconds. My
Wrap it
intuition.
up.
Okay. My intuition tells me to talk to somebody, and I'm not going to sit there like, I wouldn't argue with whether you like I'm actually hearing a voice or not. I don't fucking know. But that doesn't mean it's not real. I'm going to go talk to that person, and a lot of times I was supposed to talk to that person. Sometimes I'm just building up a habit to be able to be uncomfortable to go talk to strangers.
I went evangelize, like I used to be, like radical Christian and so on. So we went evangelize in Australia, and my friend said to me, and he always said, and it's true, he has the gift of evangelism, which is the gift of talking to people and about Jesus, And he said, uh, in 1 minute, I'm going to talk to a guy and he's going to get saved. And in 1 minute, there was this 16-year-old guy, and he said, do you want to accept Jesus in your life? Just a random person. And I know it's true because it's my friend. He was really, truly honest, And yes, that happened. I saw that.
Nice.
Okay, we have to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Say one word.
Word.
Yes, word.